What's that new movie called? You know, the Tarantino one. The something. It's got a number in it. Or the something. Yeah, I don't know. Is it out on DVD yet? What about Netflix? Is this it? This has to be it, right? The Ridiculous Six is Adam Sandler's latest family vacation disguised as a movie. Presumably because he can't get any theatres to play his movies, this one has gone straight to Netflix. It's part of a 4-movie deal of Adam Sandler Netflix exclusives. 4 movies. That's pretty fucking depressing. So let's break down why this movie is so soul-crushing. Adam Sandler plays your everyman cowboy wizard ninja shaman. He's a white orphan who's been raised by Native Americans after his family was killed. In contrast to his other movies, Sandler actually plays a straight man in this, with most of the titular ridiculousness coming from the other characters. Although, Sandler has decided to write himself as a total Mary Sue. He knows a bunch of Native American magic, and his character would be a total badass if not for the fact that he clearly wrote this character so that he could seem like a total badass. It's like his white nerd fantasy he had during middle school. If I was alive 100 years ago, I totally would have been a badass cowboy. So he wrote this movie to fulfill that wish. Anyway, one day he's just chilling at the camp when some old white guy rides up, freaking out all the Native Americans. But it turns out it's just his long-lost father, who's come to tell Sandler that he's dying and to give him a bunch of stolen money. Weirdly, at this point in the movie, any attempt at comedy is dropped for about 5 minutes, and the movie turns into a drama. It has flashbacks of murder and shit, it's depressing. This actually happens a lot in the movie. It seems to alternate between the lowest of lowbrow humour and trying to get us to take it seriously. We get 10-minute scenes of the gang playing baseball, followed by long, drawn-out motivational speeches about how nothing is the main character's faults and you should just follow your heart and all that good stuff. Anyway, Sandler's deep and meaningful with his dad is interrupted as his dad's old gang rides into the camp. Of course, this sets the tribe on edge again, which... Wait, hold on. Play that back. Did they just reuse that footage? Fuck, they did. I guess that joke was so funny that they had to use it a second time. This is such a lazy movie. Anyway, Sandler's dad's gang kidnaps him and rides off, and Sandler decides to steal $50,000 to rescue him. He decides to get this money by robbing bad guys, which translates into banks for some reason. We find out that he has a half-brother who's a walking Mexican stereotype. They rob the bank, and in the process they meet another brother. This one's a walking idiot stereotype. Now, up until this point, the movie hasn't been that bad. Sure, it hasn't really been funny, but it has had some absurdist humour that I can understand why people would find funny. And then we meet Taylor Lautner.
Oh, dang! He fell down his pooper!
Jesus, his character is the most insufferable thing in this movie. And in a movie with donkeys shitting for minutes on end, random musical numbers and drawn-out inane Sandler dialogues, that's saying something. This movie took such a dramatic shift towards being shit that I actually had to stop watching about a minute after Lautner was introduced. There was a lengthy scene of him getting a blowjob for a donkey that forced me to close my Netflix. So, since I wasn't watching the movie, I decided to Google it instead. There was actually a bunch of controversy surrounding the shooting of this movie. A bunch of the Native American actors hired felt that their culture was being made fun of, which, after watching the movie, is pretty fair criticism. I mean, the Native American characters have names like Where's No Bra and Beaver Breath. As if that weren't bad enough, there are a bunch of jokes in the movie at Native Americans' expense. I shit you not, one of the jokes is literally just David Spade bragging about killing Native Americans. And that's played for laughs. It's kind of ridiculous.
Hey, why don't you let me worry about the engines?
Will do, General!
I mean, there are sources that say this isn't even the worst of what Sandler had in mind. Apparently, a removed portion of the script had a Native American woman smoking a peace pipe while squatting and urinating. Honestly, while that is horribly offensive in and of itself, it betrays an even darker secret about this movie. That part of the script was cut, which means that this movie actually had people editing it. At some point, somebody looked at every single donkey shit and severed limb and said, you know what, this joke is one of the funny ones, let's keep it in. Who the hell edited this? Jesus. I think this movie's gonna require a two-parter.